Hi friends, Julia here. Today I'm sharing a layout that I made with my summer scrap stash kit from summer 2016. I had pulled in a lot of old, close to my heart paper packets that had just minimal papers left. I had cut into all of them, and so I still had some full sheets left in, and so I pulled those kits out, and this is one of the kits. This is paper from one of those kits. And so I'm creating a single page layout. I know I've been on a kick for making double page layouts recently, but I am creating a single page here. And you can see I'm inking the edges, which is something I'm getting back into as well. I haven't done that in a really long time. And you can see this old close to my heart pattern paper, so very thin. And I'm inking up the edges, and you can just see how easily that paper just curls up. It is so very thin. But I loved it. I mean, the patterns were always just awesome. One side was always typically a solid color, the other side typically always pattern. But they always had their logo branded on one corner of the B side to whatever paper that you use, so you always had to be careful. And I think I may have had it on that brown sheet, and I just covered it up with the orange. The back side of that stripe paper is actually solid blue, I believe. Very pretty paper. Maybe it's brown again, or a lighter brown. I can't remember for certain, but yeah, when I cut off just a strip of paper, I try, if I'm going to use the A side, then I try to cut off where they have branded the logo on the back of it for these old pieces of paper, and you'll see that down there in that right bottom corner. That's the Close to My Heart brand. And so when I use the rest of the piece of paper, I don't have to worry what side I use because I've already cut the branded label off. I'm using a sketch, but honestly I don't remember. I'm thinking it was probably a page map sketch since it's a single page. I have been using, I've been getting back into my scrapbook generation sketchbooks. I have 1 through 8, and then I have 2 additional ones. One is it's a double page layout book, but it's like vacations themed kind of. But I use it all the time for just whatever. And then the other one is just a single 12 by 12 sketchbook. And they just had, I saw on their website, they've just released another book that you can get a hard copy of. Excuse me. And I'm thinking, I haven't ordered it yet, but I'm probably going to pretty quick because I love sketches. I love starting with sketches because it always makes it so easy to have your layout already determined for you, where you're going to put the paper, where you're going to put the embellishments, where you're going to put the photos. Now, saying that, I don't always start. I mean, I always start with a sketch, but I don't always finish with a sketch, if that makes sense. I do my own thing. I kind of use the layout, the sketch layout, as an inspiration. And so I just build from it. Sometimes it looks a lot like the sketch, other times not so much. And you can see here I'm cutting down. I have 4 by 6 photos, and I'm cutting them down just a little bit. And I have crazy, it's like gel stuff on my nails, and it makes them so difficult to pick things up. They're like thick with this stuff on there. So I always have to have something nearby to help me pick up those thin little things. So I'm going through, the photos are of my youngest son Jason and his family, his wife Misty, his son Cameron, and his daughter Zoe. And so I'm still moving the photos around. Does anybody else do that? You get it stuck down and you think this is where it's going to go, and then you move everything. Yeah, I bet I'm not the only one. At least in the videos that I watch, the designers and YouTubers that I watch, I see a lot of putting down and peeling up. And it's not a bad thing. It's okay. And so I'm going through, I know what photos, I know the layout, and so I haven't decided. It's typically once I get the photos down that I go through and I decide where I'm going to put my embellishment clusters, if I'm going to follow along the layout, if I'm going to do my own thing, if I'm going to where I'm going to put my title, what I'm going to make my title. Because at this point, I haven't decided what my title is going to be. And so I'm looking through the layouts that I have, and so I'm thinking, do I want to use this? Do I want to use that? What do I want to make my title? And I'm okay with using pre-made titles. I don't have to spell out my own titles. I don't have to do my own thing as far as titles go. I'm okay with using stickers and labels and whatever else. Those are the original stickers that came with the kit. And so I'm going through those and peeling some of them up and giving them a shot to see if they're going to work. And that one says Dare to Be You. And I think, okay, that's a good one to have for a title, because they are. They're being silly, they're being goofy, and they're being true to themselves in the photos. This is everyday life. This is how they behave at my house. I mean, we all do that. I mean, we have our serious moments, but we have moments where we like to play and goof off. And I can't get a straight face out of Jason for anything. I always get the most bizarre faces from him when I tell him to smile at the camera, or if he sees me obviously taking a photo of him, he'll give me some bizarre looks. But who doesn't, right? When you have boys, it's just something that you learn to deal with. It doesn't matter how old this kid gets, he's always going to be goofy like that. And his son is the same way. His son will dodge photos and, be completely non-present. And I have to get on to him all the time and tell him, Cameron, come on, you're going to be mad one of these days when you're going back looking through photos in the photo albums, and you're not going to see you, and you're going to be pissed thinking that I didn't care enough about you to put you in the photos, but you avoid them, And so he finally has started in the last year or so letting me take a few more pictures of him. But from the time that he came into our lives, he was our wedding gift. And so he came into our lives when he was 5 years old, and he's going to be 15 on his next birthday. And so all of that time, when a camera comes out, he dives for cover. And so just until the last couple of years. So I'm really glad. I've gotten photos of him over the years, but man, it's been hard stuff getting them. Still going through, still pulling off bits and pieces that I want to use here and there. And a lot of times, I'm pretty firm about pick it and stick it. And so if I pull something out and I like it and I want to use it, I stick it down right away. Because if I change my mind later, it's so that I won't change my mind later. Now, obviously that doesn't always work because I still change my mind frequently, and I still pull embellishments up after I put them down, and stickers and everything else. Obviously you've already seen that much here. It's so funny when I look at these videos when I'm recording them, and I don't know, I've started using Microsoft Movie Maker to do the editing and everything, but when I'm doing the layouts and looking at the recordings later, there's no, it looks like a fan blade, quite literally, from a a ceiling fan is going by, and I have that on the videos once I post them to YouTube, but when I'm looking at them when I'm recording them, it's not there. So I think it must be something in the Microsoft Movie Maker. And I've got a Canon camera that I use to record with. So I'm wondering if maybe I need to find a Canon program to edit my movies. But gosh, I've just figured out Movie Maker. So it's like, oh, do I find something else at this point? So I went ahead and I went through my Canon software and I just uploaded it all. And so I'm going to look through and see if I can figure out their Movie Maker program for their editing. I don't know that theirs is necessarily called Movie Maker, whatever their movie editing software is in their Canon program. I just went through and started looking at it the other day to see if I can try and upload a photo in or a video into that and see if I have better luck with the results not coming out like they've got a ceiling fan with shadow and light circulating through. It's pretty aggravating. Anyway, back to the layout. Don't know where I'm at. Don't know what I'm looking for. You would think I would go through, now that I've kind of mastered this program, not mastered it, now that I've learned a little bit more about this program and cut some of these episodes out, but I haven't. And so I added in that butterfly border. It's copper metallic, and it is an old, what's her name? K & Company. I don't think that's a girl, but K & Company was where the border came from, and I've used part of it on another layout at some point, and I still had this little piece left, so I'm using it here. And I do that a lot. If I have little bits and pieces left over, they don't necessarily always end up in the trash. A lot of times they will go back into my color bins or my scrap bins or something, and then when I'm pulling a kit together later, I pull them into it. And that's where that little piece came from. I don't remember when I started this kit if it was a whole piece or if it was just the small little portion of one. I may have used the other bits somewhere else. And I added buttons into this, like 5 or 6 little buttons. And so here I am. I put a little tag down. It was a sticker tag off the sticker sheet, but I popped it up and I'm adding a button to it. I've been noticing that recently, watching other people do process videos. Buttons are being pulled out of stash and being used again, which, I'm very thankful for, because I have a lot of buttons. I have buttons in every color, and it's something that when I first started using buttons on layouts, I loved it. And so that trend went away. And I never got rid of my buttons. I know a lot of people did get rid of their buttons, but I never did. And so I've kind of added them in here and there over the years, but never really gotten back into the phase until just recently. I've been trying to make a conscious effort to pull things, older stash, back into kits, because, it's my stash. I kept it because I loved it, and I'm going to use it at some point. And so it's always good to pull in that older stash. How about you? Do you pull in your older stash like that? I saw a lady the other day pull out eyelets and use eyelets. I was amazed. I didn't think anybody still had any eyelets, but she used them. And I'm like, I never liked eyelets to begin with, so I got a small amount when I first started scrapbooking. I tried them, even got the crocodile to use them. Never used them. I tried them for a little bit, and I got rid of all of them. I think I found some the other day. I was going through my metal drawer. I have a drawer devoted just to metal embellishments, and so I found some eyelets mixed in with some brads. And I thought, I need to give those another try. And then I thought, no, really, I don't. Didn't like them then, don't like them now. They're cute for other people to use, but I'm not going to use them. I'll go through there and pull those out and get rid of them, because I just don't like eyelets. But I love brads, and I have tons of brads. Anywho, going through stickers, still looking for more embellishments, still looking to see what else I can add. You can see I had originally written the date down there below that one sticker, and I didn't like how it looked, and I wanted to bring that blue down, and so I added just a little bit more of blue by putting in a half a tag down there and put the date on there. And I wanted to bring the blue in, not only because I have that Dare to Be You in blue, but also because the kids have blue jeans on in the photo. And so I think it just kind of ties it all together. Pulled out an old rub-on, and that one, I think that pack works pretty decent, and it's pretty old. And I think I may have even bought it on a clearance section at Hobby Lobby or Tuesday Morning. Yeah, it's old. But I still use them and they still work, so I'm good with it. As long as they still work, I'm good. I just finally threw out some alphabet letters the other day. I had given them the best shot and tried to use them up and didn't happen. I had to throw them out. Anyway, this is the end of the video. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.